Rusty Wallace is 2.6 seconds behind Darrell Waltrip. And here is the battle for 5th and 6th position. Ernie Irvan and Ricky Rudd.
Boy, from that height, the banking looks flat, doesn't it? Here's Rudd moving inside of Ernie and taking over 5th position.
Lake Speed coming back out. Bobby Hillen was out for a while. Now he is back behind the wall again.
That is a really neat shot because the banks do look flat, don't they?
They do. 36 degrees from inside that race car. They do look flat.
Now Dale Jarrett stopped at lap 28, guys. He has run 122 laps since then. So we'll have a pit stop coming up before too long. Maybe another 40 laps or something.
And there we see the McDonald's Ford coming back on the apron of the racetrack.
5th, 6th, and 7th right there. Meanwhile, the leader, Rusty Wallace, is in a whole bunch of traffic. He has Jeff Gordon just ahead of him. Also, Rick Mast is up there, Rick Wilson, Wally Dallenbach, and Morgan Shepherd.
Wow, did you see the 22 car of Bobby Labonte, those new tires?
Right. He has just been in the pits. I mentioned that he got.
Oh, it's spin in turn 3.
Rick Wilson has spun right in front of the leader.
He slides down off the banking, right through the groove, and everybody misses him. But he has damaged the rear end of the STP Pontiac considerably.
Man, I tell you what. How in the world these guys running this fast and somebody go up the racetrack and back across the racetrack and no one hit him? Man.
Rick was 16th when the accident occurred. Here it is again.
Here we see Bobby Labonte and Rick Wilson already in trouble up against the wall. The car's sliding. He's on the brakes, but the bank will not hold. The car just has to come back down. Believe it or not, all the cars got by safely.
And pit stops occurring here on the main straightaway. Here's Jerry.
Rusty Wallace, the Miller Genuine Pontiac driver, our leader. He gets the first pit stall. Crew having already changed right side tires. Buddy Parrott, Brad the crew, now changing left side tires. They check the grill, clean the windshield. 16.1 seconds. The prediction was a sub 16-second pit stop, and he almost did it. Let's go over to John Kernan. John.
Jerry, I'm on the back stretch. Last week we told you under caution what a disadvantage it was to fit here. Dale Jarrett has just come into the pits as Rusty Wallace is now passing him, entering turn 3. Right sides are on. Jimmy Makar and the crew going to work. Left side's coming off. Kyle Petty is out. Dale Earnhardt is out. Ernie Irvan, Ricky Rudd already out. Left side tires are on for Dale Jarrett. He goes down pit road, and Jeff Bodine will pass by.
We almost saw a sub 16-second pit stop. 16.1 was what we clocked the Rusty Wallace crew on that effort. Tremendous job. We're under caution here at Bristol International Raceway. Welcome back to live coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup Food City 500 from Bristol International Raceway in Tennessee. We're under caution because of an incident involving Rick Wilson. In car number 44, the incident up between turns 3 and 4. Watch the left side of your screen.
Don't look like anything hit him. Just looked like he lost control, doesn't it, Ned?
The back end just went out from under him all of a sudden. Whether the tire went down or what happened, we don't know. But it just went out from under him. And
some cars go high, some go low, but everybody misses him. And when they came in for a pit stop, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac crew did an unbelievable job. 16.1 seconds is what we timed the pit stop at. Let's time it again with the crew cam worn by Todd Perry.
Okay, the car stops. Jack goes up. Rear tire. This is Todd helping out. He goes around, makes sure everything's okay on the left side. Helps with the left rear. Down it goes.
Well, it was maybe 0.3 of a second slower on that.
The numbers don't matter.
That's right.
Because I'm telling you, everybody else was on the jack when he drove away.
That's right.
Every other team on the racetrack was on the jack.
It's nice to see a 16-second pit stop, and when you're a second and a half or 2 seconds faster than anybody else, that's what counts. We'll be back in just a moment.
Back at Bristol International Raceway, still under caution. Take a look at a minute ago what happened on pit road. We saw that fast pit stop from Rusty Wallace. Take a look at what happened to Dale Earnhardt. Left side of the car has been jacked up. He is blocked in. Now Martin Martin is already leaving the pits. Dale Earnhardt has to back up and he lights the tires up trying to get off of pit road. Very close quarters here in the pits. It cost Earnhardt about 5 extra seconds. Getting set to go back to green. Bob?
Green is out. Rusty Wallace is at the front of the field. Mark Martin is second. Kyle Petty third. Dale Earnhardt and Ernie Irvan.
I'm real interested to see this race because Mark Martin has been fast. We haven't found anybody today that could race with Rusty Wallace. Can Mark Martin do it? We're going to find out in the next few laps.
Well, this is the first time that Mark Martin has had this kind of track position. He had a tremendous pit stop. Came in fifth and came out second.
The Olympic staying-in car being carried by Mark Martin. He's within about 2 car lengths of the leader.
Tell you what, he's not running all over him, is he?
Nope.
In fact, I think we are seeing Rusty Wallace pull away from him also.
Rusty's not only fast in the pits, he's fast on the racetrack.
That's right.
But he's proven that already today.
Tell you what, guys, I don't think we've still found anybody can race with Rusty Wallace today.
Nope. Not at the moment. Here's Morgan Shepherd, Kenny Wallace, and Jimmy Spencer battling it out.
Now Wallace is a lap down. You see those cars, how much they move around.
Morgan goes in on the high side. You can see just real tendons up on the top side of the racetrack.
Morgan is running in 14th position. There's Davey Allison right behind him. He's in 15th.
And he's the last car on the lead lap. There are 15 cars on the lead lap currently.
And as you indicated, Kenny Wallace is a lap down. Here is Ernie Irvan going to the inside of Dale Earnhardt and taking over 4th position.
Boy, Earnhardt seems to be having a little bit of a problem now. Maybe that set of tires he put on is not to his liking. Whatever, but he went high and Irvan just went right under him, and now Irvan's pulled away from him.
He's not able to keep the car on the bottom of the racetrack yet. Watch Earnhardt when he goes in the corner. The car goes up in the middle. Looks like the car has picked up a substantial push. I saw the crew making an adjustment on the left rear of the car. They were taking wedge out, so evidently he was pushed a little bit before that last pit stop.
Dale's best finish in 1992 was second here in August, and we'll watch his line around this half-mile racetrack from the Family Channel blimp.
All right, we're going down the back straightaway. This is, see how high he's going up?
But he's not going as high now as he did before. I think he's slowing it down a little bit going into the turns to keep from going as high as he went there for a few laps.
So the only way you can cure that problem is to slow down a little bit going in the corner. But unfortunately, when you do that, you slow down. Jerry, do you have anything for us?
Benny, you're exactly right. Earnhardt has a severe push in the front of that Goodwrench Chevrolet. They came on the pit road last time. They pulled the left front fender away, and they made a significant wedge adjustment, as you said, in the car, hoping to fix it. Actually, it's gotten worse. So he's having to slow down a little bit and bide his time and maybe wait for a yellow flag.
We talked about the cars that are behind the wall and out of the race. The car number 68 of Bobby Hamilton, we mentioned earlier, has gone out with an engine problem. Ken Schrader went out with the wreck. He is definitely out. The 2 other cars still being worked on, we understand. That's Harry Gant and the car number 44 of Rick Wilson. But both of those cars had a lot of damage from wrecks.
There is Rusty, the leader. In 1992, he posted his only win of the season on the short track at Richmond. And the interval between the two is really stabilized. Rusty is pulled away to maybe a second or a second and a half advantage over Mark, and that's where they continue to run as they move through traffic. There is Lake Speed.
Kyle Petty is third, Ernie Irvan fourth, Dale Earnhardt is fifth, Ricky Rudd is sixth, Dale Jarrett is seventh. Darrell Waltrip now has moved into eighth. Jeff Bodine is sort of going backwards after that pit stop.
And Jerry has an update on that story.
I just talked to Harold Scott here in the Motorcraft pit, who told me that Jeff Bodine has a skipping problem. The motor is missing. He is not up to full speed, and certainly out here on this short racetrack with these kind of speed, that makes you almost a sitting duck to be passed pretty easily in the corner.
You don't have that power coming off of those turns. It is tough to stay ahead of someone.